Welcome back to Dirty Happy Hoe. I'm still figuring out what I'm doing, and it's not going, well, it's going great actually. I'm very happy with how it's going. On my first video, I think I called this the fat tail. Do I have meat on me or blood? Probably. And then I was like, no, I think I'm wrong. I have no idea. But what I do know, so there's a shit ton of fat here, and I don't want that. So I'm going to cut it off. Hope you're having a good Sunday. Mariners are playing tonight with the Blue Jays. It's going to be a hard one to pick who you're going to cheer for, because those are my two, if I were a fan, which I'm not really. Those would be the two I would vote for or cheer for. So it's going to be difficult, but here you go. Okay, more meat and more fat, which is all fun and game until someone loses a finger, which we're not going to do. All right, I think what I'll do, yeah, I'm going to cut it longwise here. There. Okay, so lots of fat. Very layery. But usually I always try to like kind of go along that seam line to kind of figure out, because it wants to work with you. It doesn't want to work with you. It just wants to live. Lisa, don't eat me. Great news, everyone. I got enough gazpacho for everybody. We don't need to eat the pig. Yeah, that was a reference to Simpsons. You don't make friends with salad. You don't make friends with salad. You do when it's a caprese because it's full of cheeses. Cheeses for Jesus. And Jesus, feed the poor. Love those who are different than yourself. It's actually pretty straightforward. Love everybody. I think I can get on board with that message. Love everybody. That's it. I will love everybody. Unless you're hurting me, then we might have a problem. But yeah, so, this was a fat cow. Fat cow. You know, they used to call me that. Oh boy. All right. Well, what other fun stories can I share with you? The blessed sound of silence. If my sister's listening to this, she won't believe it. I was visiting her a couple years ago. I hadn't seen her in a really long time. And it was recently after I had been diagnosed with MS, and I was going through a divorce, and it was definitely a tenuous time in my life. I was talking to her because I miss my sister. She lives in a whole other country. And she just looks at me after 2 or 3 days and she goes, "Do you stop talking?" I don't. That is why I'm trying to do this, because why fight it? I used to think I was extra awesome. No, I used to really do. I used to really think that I was extra, and I am. But I used to think being extra was a bad thing. I don't think so anymore. And if my coffee is too hot, maybe you should go drink a different cup, because I'm not going to cool it down. So that's the moral of my story. I wonder if there's like too much trimming you can do. Well, there's some meat. There's some fat. All right. Whew. Keep it going. So, you know, I'm really late. I'm late on trends. I like to think I'm smarter than everyone, but I'm really not. I'm just more stubborn sometimes. Anyways, I'm joking. Not really. So, yesterday, and it is October of 2025. K-pop Demon Hunter's been out for a while, and I haven't watched it, but that song, Golden, what a great song. I love that. I think that's what society needs. A little bit of Golden, a little bit of Happy Demon Hunters. Accept who you are. Murder the bad things. Actually, I don't know. I haven't seen it, so I don't really know what I'm talking about. But I do really like the song. And so I've been listening or watching on Instagram. I've been watching all of these middle-aged men singing this song. And it's great. It's a great song. All right. Fat. I'm curious how much fat weight I'm taking off, because you can't actually then say it was $12 a pound, because you're actually not getting $12 a pound of usable meat. I might try to do some math. Yeah, like I'm curious, like how much when you finish this, and yes, I'm not working, so it doesn't actually matter the cost of my time. Usually the value of my time is pretty important when I'm working outside of the home. But right now, it's not costing me anything extra. And I have nothing but time. The Seahawks game's over. The Mariners game hasn't started yet. It's a good day. My neighbors are putting up their Halloween directions. Their Halloween decorations. Their Halloween decorations. I really want to have more wine, but my hands are really dirty and gross and covered in offal. Is offal? No, because offal is the stuff you don't want to eat. This stuff's all edible. Offal. Okay, well, this one's pretty good. Oh, no, there's more there. We don't want that. My kids are kind of funny in that they don't like fatty steak. So we're going to get as much fat off as we can. Okay. Not a butcher. Not a doctor. More meat. So like, I don't know, how long have we been at this? We're getting places. And I got to learn how to render. Render then. We're going to render it. Should I make a part 62? I'm at 7 minutes. All right. Well, I don't want to make people crazy. All right. So I know that you follow that line, the fat line, and you get, yep, there you go. It's actually not that hard. It's funny, kids today, Mom, I don't know how to do that. Well, figure it out. It's like those who don't adapt will fail, will falter. You gotta adapt. Adapt. Oh boy, adapt. Just like I tried to grow corn this summer. Actually, I think I had a video where I was very excited about my corn. Yeah, it didn't work out. It was real gross. Tomatoes? Tomatoes work here. But the other thing I would recommend is not traveling don't travel when you need to be harvesting, because the next thing you know, you're going to come back and someone who was in charge of watering didn't water. And you end up with crispy plants, crispy peppers. Crispy, just crispy. And not at all edible. Okay. All right. Have you guys seen that like app thing that people are using where they pour a drink and then they talk to you and the drink is sloshing around and you have all this anxiety because you're like, dude, you're going to dump your coffee. Yeah, that's an app. That's a pretty cheeky little app if you ask me. Okay, well, that's all fat. We're not going to work on that. This, I'm going to let whatever that is go, because that, okay. All right, so this looks great. Do you hear that noise? Oh, if you don't entertain yourself, who can you entertain? Are you not entertained? Yeah, well, I am. Yep. Ooh, that just looks good like that. Okay, well, what I'm going to do when this is all done, I'm going to use my snazzy Costco food saver. And I am actually typically abhorrent of freezing meat, because when the meat freezes, all those little icy shards, because it melts or it freezes the water in the steak, and that makes it icy shard, and it will shard it up. It'll actually make your steak more compromised, because all of the tissue will get pummeled, and so it will no longer have the same flavor profile. So I really struggle with freezing meat, because it's such a luxury to have, that I want to make sure that we're having it as absolutely fresh and well prepared as possible. So really not a fan of freezing, but I do have a sous vide, and I think I'm going to have to compromise on my exacting standards, because I used to just get tenderloin. And tenderloin would usually, I mean, when I was buying it, and I like to get grass-fed because garbage in, garbage out. But when I was buying the tenderloin, it's around like $30 a pound, but now it's just ridiculous. And so my kids, unfortunately, grew up on that. And so, oh, look at how good that is. My kids grew up with tenderloin. And so the other day, my 16-year-old says, "Hey, Mom, can we have steak on Wednesday?" I'm like, okay. Now, I hadn't been to the butcher since the price increases. And so I go to the butcher, I walk in, and I'm telling you, I told you this earlier, seeing $50 a pound. I was like, I love you, kid. I don't love you that much. But the nice thing about my butcher is that their stew meat is the ends of all of their cuts. So they already have nice meat. And when they're butchering, they end up putting, you got like tenderloin ends, you've got ribeye ends, you got chuck roast, you know, like all the different cuts, but it's always just those little end pieces. And so it's much better than, in my opinion, when you get a grocery store, stew meat. So so I actually ended up getting chuck, because I was like, oh, I can afford chuck, I can't afford tenderloin. And so I marinated it. I did an Asian marinade. Then when I made it that night, one of the kids comes on and goes, "Not your best work." And I was like, you can starve. All right. So I like that. No, I don't. I lied. There's more. Yeah, like, so this is, I guess, me talking to you right now is me having that coffee mug full of not coffee. So it'd be funny, actually, for like a butcher watching this, being like, what the fuck is she doing? She's ruining it. They're going to start crying, you ruined it. Yeah, well, it'll get eaten, and it'll get eaten, it'll get loved. I might marinate something, but I do know I've got a couple of fantastic roasts. All right. So all of this meat came from that like fatty tail thing. I don't know what it's called, but wow, that's a lot of meat. Okay, so yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good about this. Feeling really good about this. The dog's feeling really good about it too. I think, oh, I've got a little bit more here. I think I'm going to tap out for now, wash my hands, have some wine, and then again, I'll come back when it's all tidied up. Okay, bye.